Sometimes our perceptions can be deceiving. We might assume something is there because it looks like it should be, or believe something is missing because we can't see it. This was the case for me. I always thought I knew what love was supposed to look like. The butterflies, the longing stares, the dramatic confessions, like in the movies. But my story was nothing like that. My love story began in silence, in patience, and in the unspoken beauty of things unseen. Her name was Clara. We met at a cafe I used to visit after work. I was new to the city, lonely, and trying to make friends in a place where no one seemed to notice me. Clara was different. She worked at the cafe. Her long dark hair tied back, her smile lighting up the whole room. She had this warmth that made me want to stay longer than my coffee allowed. The first time she came to my table, she placed a cup down and said softly, "This one's on me. You look like you've had a long day." I was stunned. No one had ever read me so. I asked her name, and that's when she told me Clara. Over the next weeks, I kept coming back. Sometimes she'd sit with me during her breaks, asking about my work, my life, my dreams. She had this way of listening, of making me feel like every word mattered. And then one evening, as the cafe was closing, she finally shared her secret. She leaned forward, her voice quiet. "I should probably tell you, I'm blind." I froze, thinking I'd misheard. But she explained she had lost her sight as a teenager, and though she couldn't see the world the way I did, she still worked, still lived, still found joy in the smallest things. I didn't know what to say. All I could think was how strong she was, how much courage it must take to carry herself the way she did. After that night, everything changed. I noticed the little things, how she'd tilt her head to catch sounds, how her hands would explore objects carefully, memorizing them by touch. She didn't live in darkness. She lived in awareness. The more time we spent together, the more I fell. One day, she asked me, "Why do you keep coming back here?" I laughed nervously. "Because I like talking to you." She smiled knowingly. "Or maybe you like me." I didn't deny it. My heart was pounding as I whispered, "I think I do." She reached across the table, her hand finding mine with ease. "Then let me ask you something. You know, I can't see you. So tell me, what does your love look like?" I was speechless, but then I realized maybe love doesn't need to look like anything. "Clara," I said, my throat tight, "my love doesn't need eyes. It feels like the way you laugh. It feels like the way you hold my hand. It feels like home." Her lips trembled into a smile, and she whispered, "Then maybe my love is blind too." From that day on, we became inseparable. I helped her with little things, but she helped me with the big things, the things that matter. She taught me patience, taught me to listen, taught me that beauty isn't always in what we see, but in what we feel. Not everyone understood us. Some people looked at us strangely, whispered behind our backs. Some even asked, "Why her? Don't you want someone who can share the world with you?" But they didn't understand Clara was my world. She saw me in ways no one else ever could. Months later, we stood in the same cafe where it all began. She held my hand tightly and said, "I may never see your face, but I know the sound of your breath when you're nervous, the way your fingers tremble when you're excited, the warmth of your love when you say my name. That's enough for me." And I realized, for the first time, that I didn't need the movie-style love story. I didn't need fireworks or grand gestures. My love story was quieter, softer, but infinitely more real, because sometimes the truest kind of love isn't about sight at all. Sometimes love really is blind. The saying goes, love is blind. But what does that really mean? Does it mean that those who fall in love can't see anything else? Does it mean that they ignore red flags or turn a blind eye to their partner's flaws? Well, my love story with Clara means something different. It means that love can exist and thrive even when sight is absent. Our love wasn't blind. It simply didn't rely on what could be seen. There's a deeper truth here. We often think that love needs certain conditions to exist, but really, love just is. It doesn't need an explanation, justification, or understanding. Just as Clara didn't need me to describe the color of the sky to her, I didn't need to see the traditional markers of love to know I was in love. Love doesn't always look like grand gestures or passionate declarations. Sometimes it's in the quiet moments, in the shared silences, in the comfortable companionship. In our fast-paced, image-driven world, it's easy to get caught up in what love is supposed to look like. But true love defies easy categorization. It can be messy, complicated, unconventional. It can challenge us, change us, break our hearts. But at its core, it's a feeling, an inexplicable connection that transcends physical attributes or societal expectations. When I first started falling for Clara, I'll admit I had reservations. How could I love someone I couldn't see? What would our life be like? What would others think? But as I got to know her, I realized that these thoughts were based on societal norms, on the stories I'd been told about how love should look. They weren't based on reality. Reality was Clara's laughter, the way she held my hand, the depth of her soul, and that was enough for me. Of course, our journey hasn't been without challenges. There have been times when I've felt frustrated, impatient, or even resentful. There have been moments when I wished Clara could see the world the way I did, when I wanted to show her the sunset or the stars. But these feelings, while real, haven't diminished my love for her. Instead, they've made it stronger, more resilient, more rooted in acceptance and understanding. Loving Clara has taught me more about love than I ever imagined. It's taught me that love doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be real. It's taught me to appreciate the unseen, to value the intangible, to find beauty in the ordinary. In loving Clara, I've learned to see beyond the physical, to connect on a deeper level, to cherish the essence of what love is. So, yes, our love story is unusual. Yes, it doesn't fit into society's neat little boxers, but that doesn't make it any less valid, any less powerful, any less real. Our love is a testament to the fact that love can flourish in the most unexpected places, that it can defy all odds, that it can thrive even when we can't see it with our eyes. To those who doubt our love, who question our story, who think that we're less than because of it, I say this: you don't know what you're missing. You don't understand the strength, the resilience, the depth that comes from loving someone who sees the world differently, who experiences life in a way that challenges your own. You haven't felt the kind of love that makes you see beyond the physical, that makes you appreciate the unseen, that makes you value the intangible. You haven't loved like I love Clara, and you can't begin to understand the beauty of it. Our love is a masterpiece, a work of art that can't be replicated, a symphony that can't be matched. It's ours, And that's all that matters. Love isn't always what it seems. It's not always where you expect it. It's not always how you imagine it. But if you open your heart, if you listen closely, if you look beyond the physical, you might just see that love, like life, is full of surprises. And sometimes those surprises are the most beautiful thing of all.